You ever look at the side of a power bank and see something like 20,000 milliamps and think, cool, that's big? And then you charge your phone and it only fills up like 3 times, and you're like, wait, my phone's only 4,000 milliamps. What happened to the other 8,000? Yeah, that's not a typo. That's not a scam. That's just math being weird. And by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly why power banks feel like liars. And you're not going to need a physics degree to get it. Let's talk about it. Okay, so imagine for a second that electricity isn't invisible. Imagine it's water. Just picture it, water flowing through pipes. That's actually how engineers think about it, and it's going to make everything click. So your power bank, that's a water tank. Your phone, that's a bucket. And charging your phone is just pouring water from the tank into the bucket. Simple, right? Now, here's the thing. When you see 20,000 mAh on a power bank, that's telling you how much water is in the tank, but it's not telling you how much water you can actually pour out. And that's where the confusion starts. Let me explain. mAh stands for milliamp hours. Don't worry about the math, just think of it like this. It's the size of the tank. It tells you how much electricity the power bank is holding inside. But here's the catch. The electricity inside the power bank is stored at a lower pressure than your phone needs. Stay with me. Think of it like this. The water in the power bank's tank is sitting at ground level, but your phone's bucket? It's up on a shelf. So to get the water from the tank into the bucket, you have to pump it uphill. And pumping uphill takes energy, so you lose some water in the process. That's not a flaw. That's just physics. Power banks store energy at 3.7 volts. Your phone charges at 5 volts. So the power bank has to boost the voltage. And every time you boost voltage, you lose some energy as heat. It's like friction. You can't avoid it. Now, don't worry, this isn't dangerous. Your power bank isn't going to explode. It's just a little bit inefficient. And that inefficiency, that's why your 20,000 milliamp hour power bank doesn't give you 20,000 milliamp hours of charge. Let me show you the real math, but I promise it's simple. Most power banks lose about 30% of their energy during the conversion. So if you've got a 20,000 milliamp hour power bank, you're really only getting about 14,000 milliamp hours into your phone, maybe less if the cables are cheap or the power bank is old. So if your phone has a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, that 20,000 milliamp hour power bank will charge it about 3.5 times. Not 5, not even 4, 3.5. And now you know why. But here's where it gets even more interesting. There's another number on most power banks. It's usually smaller. It's measured in WH, which stands for watt hours. And this number? This is the one that actually matters. Think of it like this. mAh is how much water is in the tank, but WH is how much useful work that water can do. It's the real capacity. It's the number that tells you how much energy you can actually use. Here's how it works. WH takes into account both the volume of electricity and the voltage, so it's a more honest measurement. It's like saying, okay, I've got this much water and it's sitting at this height, so here's how much energy I can deliver. Most people don't even look at the WH number, but if you want to compare power banks honestly, that's the number you should check. A 20,000 mAh power bank at 3.7 volts is about 74 WH, and that's 74 WH, that's the real fuel you've got. Now let's talk about why companies use mAh instead of WH. It's not really a scam, it's just marketing. Bigger numbers sound better. 20,000 sounds way more impressive than 74. And technically, they're not lying. The power bank does contain 20,000 mAh. It's just stored at a lower voltage, so you can't use all of it directly. But yeah, it's a little sneaky. Here's the thing, though. Once you know this, you can't unsee it. You'll start looking at power banks differently. You'll check the WH, you'll divide by your phone's battery size, you'll know exactly how many charges you're really getting. And honestly, that feels kind of powerful. Now let's talk about what happens when you charge your phone. You plug in the cable, the power bank wakes up, it starts converting that 3.7 volt stored energy into 5 volt output energy, and in that conversion, some energy turns into heat. You've probably felt this. Your power bank gets a little warm. that warmth, that's lost energy. It's not going into your phone, it's just disappearing into the air. And that's normal. Every power bank does this. Some are better at it than others. The cheaper ones waste more, the expensive ones waste less, but none of them are perfect. There's also something called self-discharge. This is when the power bank just loses charge over time, even if you're not using it. It's like a bucket with a tiny hole in the bottom. Slowly, the water leaks out. So if you charge up a power bank and then leave it in a drawer for 6 months, it's not going to be full when you come back. It'll be maybe 80% full, maybe less. And that's just how lithium batteries work. They leak a little bit of energy all the time. Again, not dangerous, just annoying. Now, here's something most people don't realize. Your phone's battery, it's also measured in mAh, but that's at the phone's internal voltage, which is also 3.7 volts. So when your phone says it has a 4,000 mAh battery, that's the real number. That's how much charge it actually holds. But when you plug it into a charger or a power bank, the electricity coming in is at 5 volts. So your phone has to step it back down to 3.7 volts to store it. And guess what? That process also wastes energy. More heat, more loss. So charging your phone isn't just pouring water from one tank to another, it's pouring, pumping, converting, and losing a little bit at every step. And that's why nothing ever feels as efficient as it should. But here's the good news. Once you understand this, you can actually make smarter choices. You can look for power banks with higher WH ratings. You can check reviews to see which ones convert more efficiently. You can use better cables. You can charge your phone when it's cool, not hot, because heat makes everything worse. And honestly, just knowing why your 20,000 mAh power bank doesn't give you 5 full charges, that alone makes you smarter than most people walking around with power banks in their bags. Let me bring it all back to the water analogy one more time. Your power bank is a tank holding water at ground level. Your phone is a bucket on a shelf. To get the water from the tank to the bucket, you have to pump it uphill. And pumping uphill takes energy. So by the time the water reaches the bucket, some of it's been lost. Not stolen, not wasted, just converted into the work of pumping. That's it. That's the whole thing. mAh is the size of the tank. Watts is the useful energy you can actually deliver. And the conversion process in between, that's where the magic and the loss happens. So next time someone brags about their 30,000 mAh power bank, you can smile and ask, "Yeah, but what's the watts?" And they'll probably have no idea what you're talking about, but you will. And that's a pretty cool feeling. You just learned something most people never bother to figure out. You now understand why power banks don't work the way they seem like they should. And honestly, that's the kind of knowledge that makes you a little more confident, a little more informed, and a lot harder to confuse. So go ahead, explain this to someone else. Watch their face when it clicks. That's the best part. Please subscribe for more. See you in my next class.